Christmas at my parents' house was supposed to be magical. But instead, it turned into the moment I finally realized just how conditional their love really was. See, my parents never gave anything freely. Affection, praise, even the smallest scrap of kindness, there were always strings attached. And this year, those strings were tied around my kids' Christmas gifts. A week before the holiday, my mother called me with that fake sweet tone she uses when she's about to drop something cruel. "If you help us more, then the children will get gifts," she said. Like she was offering me a deal. A bargain. My kids' happiness in exchange for more money. Last year, I'd been sending them $2,000 a month. Not because they needed it, they didn't. The mortgage was long paid off, my dad still worked part-time, and they had no debts. But they had this way of twisting things, making me feel like I owed them. Like financially supporting them was just part of being their son. And I went along with it. I never even questioned it. Until this year. Life hit my family with some unexpected expenses, and we couldn't afford to send them the same amount anymore. I cut it down to $1,000 a month, still more than generous, I thought. But to them? That wasn't enough. A week later, Mom called again. "What about Christmas presents?" she asked, as if she were just making small talk. But I knew better. I asked her straight out, "You're not buying them presents?" Her answer cut deep. "Well, Ethan, we have to be fair. Last year you gave more, and this year, we just can't afford to be as generous. You understand, right? Fair." That's what she called it. But the truth was clear, my kids were going to be punished because I didn't send enough money. And the kicker? My sister Olivia, the golden child, hadn't sent them a single dime. Not one. But her 4 children? Oh, they always got the royal treatment. I clenched my jaw so hard it hurt. "So let me get this straight. You're buying gifts for Olivia's kids, but not mine, because I gave you less this year." She sighed, like I was the one being difficult. "Ethan, it's nothing personal. It's just the way things worked out. Maybe if things get better next year." I hung up before I said something I couldn't take back. When I told my wife Claire, her eyes widened. They wouldn't actually do that, not to the kids. It's Christmas. I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to. We had already promised to spend the holiday with them, and part of me hoped Mom and Dad were just bluffing. Maybe they'd guilt-trip me a little, but surely they wouldn't actually let their grandchildren sit empty-handed on Christmas morning, right? I was wrong. When we arrived, everything looked picture-perfect. The smell of cinnamon and pine filled the air. The tree sparkled. My parents greeted us with big smiles, like nothing was wrong. Olivia was already there, sipping her coffee while her kids tore into shiny boxes stacked under the tree. Wrapping paper flew, toys beeped, and Grandma and Grandpa stood by looking so proud. My children, Lily and Noah, ran to the tree with their little faces lit up like stars. They searched eagerly, hands brushing over every box. And then, their smiles faltered. Their hands slowed. Because there was nothing for them. Not a single present. Something inside me snapped tight, like a rope pulling at my chest. Claire shot me a look, her face unreadable, but her eyes told me everything. She was devastated. My mom leaned in, whispering as if she were being sensitive. "We weren't going to say anything in front of the kids, but you understand, right? Things are just different this year." I stared at her. My voice shook, but I kept it low. "Are you serious? You really didn't get them